So it's Friday, thank God we made it through another week. Now, a few topics I want to touch on today. Before we get things rolling though, quick question. This is serious. Who is your favorite sneaker YouTuber reseller? And how much is the most that you actually pay for them for a pair of sneakers, which you could have grabbed for retail when they dropped, or maybe even under retail or on sale after the release date? It's a serious question, whether it's through Whatnot or Instagram DMs. What is the most money you've paid for a general release pair of Jordans from your favorite sneaker YouTuber? Reseller. You see MJ, he's looking at y'all in disgust right now, which at the end of the day, MJ, he could really care less, as long as he gets a little piece of the pie. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and keep things rolling now. I found this tweet interesting. We got Eldon Monitors asking if you had to choose one or the other, which one are you taking? Both of these Jordan retros are gonna be dropping coming up this month. So on the left, you got the Jordan 4 Rare Air versus the Jordan 8 Aqua on the right. And I thought this was an interesting question just because these pairs, I feel like, kind of define the two different generations of Jordan brand fans. Remember, you got all walks of life, different age groups out here copping these Jordans, but I would have to say particular audiences kind of gravitate towards certain pairs. So on the left, you got the Jordan 4 Rare Airs, which in my opinion kind of represent the younger crowd, the ones that are rocking the Panda Dunks out here, buying up these little Boo Lemons, the Pokemon type of people, you know what I'm saying? Versus the Aqua 8s, which to me kind of represent more of like the OG Jordan brand fans. It feels like the 8s aren't always overdone too much, say as like the 4s. So it kind of feels like you got two different types of audiences, right? Now, I'm not saying one pair is better than the other, but just curious to know which one you would choose if you could only pick one. Now, as far as resale prices, things are looking quite interesting. And remember, I mentioned earlier, your favorite YouTuber out here trying to sell you these early, knowing they're gonna be a general release. Well, it looks like we do have some good news based off certain pairs resale prices that they're going for currently via the secondary market. So let's go ahead and start with these Aqua 8s, which are scheduled to drop coming up here on the 19th. Now, I want to say retail on these is probably like $215. Yeah, $215 is the retail price on these bad boys right here. And as you see, we're now about a week out of the drop, and prices, I would say, aren't looking too bad. I mean, when you take away fees and all that stuff, it looks like resellers, they're already pretty much gonna be selling these at retail, which is a good sign, because as we get closer to the actual release date, I'm just anticipating to see these prices get a lot lower. And who knows, maybe when we hit the release date, we could have another Grape 5 type of situation where you got resellers not even trying to cop these, or if they do, they're out here trying to return pairs, which eventually could lead to this sneaker actually going for under retail. So that's great news for the sneakerheads who are looking to cop these. But on the other side of things, as we take a look at these Jordan 4 Rare Airs, these are set to drop the following weekend on the 26th. But as far as prices, I mean, they are kind of holding up. We do still have a couple of weeks out from this actual release date, but prices are looking pretty fair, almost at the $400 range. Again, with this release, this one's a little bit tricky because on the tongue, once you remove it, it will actually feature one of two colors for the lettering. You got the pairs with the white, which are supposed to be more available, versus the gold pairs, which apparently are supposed to be a lot more rare. So you are gonna have people out here trying to grab the gold pair, which apparently is more coveted. To me, gold, white, I could care less. It doesn't make or break the sneaker. But as far as the prices, it looks like resellers, they're praying, they're wishing that these hold up, as we're now about 2 weeks away from the release. So let me know, man, do y'all feel like prices could potentially drop? As far as the Rare Air series overall, it's kind of got mixed reviews, but out of all of the pairs dropping for that series, it seems like these 4s are the most favorable, and the Jordan 4 still remains to be one of Jordan brand's most popular retro models. Now, just also another big update on these shattered backboards. Again, another Jordan brand cult classic returning from out the vault. A lot of people have been slandering this release, and as far as resale prices, you guys already see what's going on. These joints are already going for just about retail, and we're weeks away from the release. So my guess, these joints could potentially go for under retail, or I should say these are stamped to go for under retail. Now, everybody's been bashing these. I would say if you're a fan of these, don't let that ruin your excitement for this release, because again, this is still a classic Jordan brand release. It's got a really dope backstory. Jordan brand has put a lot into the rollout for this shoe, and if you guys like these, man, don't let people ruin the joy for you. So a couple of updates as far as resale prices right now via the secondary market. It looks like resellers, they've been trying to get these 8s off. So if you bought these early from your favorite sneaker YouTuber, unfortunately, man, All I could do is just shake my head, bruh. It's really all I could do, man. I don't know, I might have to join the dark side, because I don't know, them boys are getting rich out here finessing y'all like that. So some upcoming Jordan releases. Let me know which ones you guys are most excited for. And again, if you could only choose one of these, are you going rare Air 4s? Or are you going Aqua 8s, man? Definitely Jordan Brand dropping some really great releases here in the summertime. And speaking of summer releases, it looks like A Ma Maniére has just officially unveiled the rollout for their next upcoming Jordan 5 collaboration. So this is pretty dope. Got the little trailer here. This actually continues the Every Summer Tells a Story. This is gonna be officially Act 2, which if you guys recall, that first release included the triple white Air Force One, as well as a really nice pair of Air Max 95. So now what we got right here is the Jordan 5 Black Collective, which it looks like the raffle has officially went live. You guys have up until the 21st to be able to grab these. It looks like they're saying that this will just be an exclusive A Ma Maniére release, but we'll have to wait and see if these actually do officially hit the sneakers app. So it reads, the Air Jordan 5 Retro Black Collective is more than a sneaker. It's a statement, a powerful convergence of craft, culture, and legacy. This silhouette arrives wrapped in smooth white leather and shaded in rich violet ore. Every detail tells a story. Southern grown cotton laces from the black farmers woven through our seed to shirt black collective partnership, carrying generations of resilience in every thread. So that's pretty dope, man. They got some cool storytelling. They're working with black-owned companies. You gotta love it. I appreciate the theme with this story, you know, with the whole summertime release and everything. And as far as these 5s, definitely a clean addition to anybody's Jordan Brand lineup. So I know they do feature them same A Ma Maniére colors that y'all are getting a little tired of, but I rock with these, you know what I'm saying? Dope looking sneaker. Does these have the age sole on here? I know a lot of people ain't gonna like that, but overall, I think these are nice, man. Got that little wine color. Definitely a vibe right there. Now, as far as today's releases, we did see Levi's team up with Nike on that Air Max 95. We touched on these yesterday with the in-store releases. Unfortunately, that denim pair is not releasing via the sneakers app, but as far as these pairs, you got the white, you got the black joints. I wanna say the white pair has somewhere around like 2,000 pairs available versus the black pair, which I think had like 3,500 pairs. That's what Eldon Monitor said anyway. So not too many to go around. As you can imagine, a quick sellout, especially with the noise that the in-store release made yesterday. Resale prices looking pretty hefty on these right here. So congratulations, man, to anybody that took a W. And let me know if any of y'all had success on that drop today. I seen some of y'all saying you bought like 3 pairs yesterday. So that's love right there, man. Crazy. And then on top of these Levi's pairs, let's not forget, we also had the Who Decides War Flight Court release in this coconut milk colorway. Now, it looks like they are kind of like rebranding these rather than officially calling these a Who Decides War collaboration. It looks like Jordan Brand is actually giving Tila D'Amour kind of more of the shine with this collaboration, as it was officially listed as the Jordan Flight Court Tila, including a full apparel collection. Now, when you look at the Flight Courts, this is a women's exclusive pair. I think they did a really dope job on these right here. I mean, again, this is a Flight Court, which isn't gonna bring the hype, you know, as like a normal Jordan retro drop would. But for the ladies, I rock with them. They got the distressed details, all the design elements present to let you know this is an official Who Decides War type of release, although they kind of went with a rebranding as the Tilas, but I still think it's a dope shoe. And my take on this, while the Flight Court, I ain't gonna lie, are kind of trash, you know what I'm saying? They are Team Jordans or whatever. But can y'all imagine if they threw these details on, say, like a Jordan 4, you know, like a reimagined white cement type of vibe? I think those would go crazy. But then again, I'm sure everybody would probably hate the pre-age, distressing look and all that. But just my thoughts. Let me know if any of y'all went for these. They were super limited. I think just like around 3,000 pairs or even less. So just a couple of hundred pairs per size, which is absolutely crazy. And then lastly, before we bounce, we got a big release going down this Saturday. One that is kind of crazy that it's making this much noise. We got the Jordan 40, which is the perfect pair of Jordans for everybody 40 and up. I'm just joking, y'all. Don't take that one to the heart. But This is an interesting one because when you talk about mainline Jordans, I can't think of the last time that people were out here checking for a mainline Jordan release. So the 40 does implement different design elements from past classic Jordan retros. I can't really name right off the bat, but I remember they got the 4s in there, the 5s, the 14s, a bunch of different ones. And although it has a more minimalistic look, it kind of feels more futuristic. And I think sometimes simple is better. Like, we don't need this over the top, you know, design, and sometimes something just a little simple is a lot better. So I'm sure coming up this season, we're gonna see a lot of NBA players rocking these on court, but for me, I feel like these 40s, you could pull them off the court as well, man. I think it's a dope sneaker, probably the best mainline Jordan release that we've seen in years. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I've been checking since any of these Jordans since probably like something in the 20s or something like that. So Jordan brand, they definitely did a great job on these. Now the retail price point, $205. As far as early reviews, it's kind of crazy because we know Jordan brand gifted out pairs at a Jordan brand event, but I haven't seen too many early pairs of these actually hitting the streets. I guess that could be due to low demand, you know, based off the fact that it's not a Jordan retro, or the fact that Jordan brand is keeping these really like coveted. They ain't letting them early joints get out, or who knows, maybe these joints could actually be limited. So coming up here on Saturday, I'm expecting these to actually be a sellout pair, but I guess it's all really based off stock numbers. But I like the fact that Jordan brand finally put an emphasis on a mainline Jordan, and what not a better year to do it, celebrating the 40th anniversary of Jordan brand. From the Bread 85s, which we saw drop earlier this year, which apparently is supposed to get another type of special drop coming up, to the Jordan 40, the latest mainline Jordan brand edition. So hats off to Jordan brand, man. Y'all see that boy MJ? He out here dripping in Paris, getting fly, rocking his own brand, but he's disgusted at y'all resellers, which not really, because he's still getting a piece of the pie. So again, remember that question I asked y'all earlier? Comment down below. Let me know, what is your favorite sneaker YouTuber reseller, and what is the most that you've actually paid above retail to them, whether it was through Whatnot, through Instagram DMs, you know, in order to secure a pair of Jordans, which they scared you into thinking they would sell out, only for you to normally be able to grab them joints at retail or on sale after the release day. So that's all I got for y'all today, man. It's Friday. Get outside, live life. I hope everybody watching has a great weekend. Of course, I'll be checking in with y'all for the latest updates. In the meantime, stay safe, stay blessed, JA. I'll catch y'all next time. I'm out. Love.